So I want to thank everybody for, hi Nina. I want to thank everybody for coming and supporting us. Thank you for showing your support for another session. We appreciate you guys. We're going to start off with prayer as we usually do. Go ahead, Jasmine.
Dearly Father, we just thank you that we're here today to share your word, and that the people who are listening, that they will be able to take something from this and apply it to their lives. And I just pray that you're with Tia, Lord, and just give her peace as she presents your word tonight. In your name I pray, amen.
Amen. So I want to first not only thank you guys for supporting us, but I also want to thank my sister in Christ, because she's been here like literally ride or die. She has been here since day one, supporting the vision as much as she has going on with school, work, her team, her dancing team, and everything like that. I thank God that she sees the vision, she's supporting it, and as long as I have her, I'm grateful for this opportunity. So guys, thank you again. We're going to get straight into the message. So it was about 2 weeks ago that I saw a Facebook post, and one of my friends had posted, and I was laughing so hard, not because it was funny, but because it was the actual truth, and it was funny. But the post said, and quote unquote, it said, they say that successful people wake up on the first alarm ring. Well, I guess I'm in trouble because I hit the snooze button twice this morning. I died laughing because 2 days prior to that post, literally, I hit the snooze button maybe about 3 times, woke up, and I sat there and I said, Lord, I'm having a full-blown conversation with the Lord. I'm already like 15 minutes in, right? Behind schedule. But I sat there and I'm laughing and I'm talking to the Lord, and I'm, having this conversation. Then I looked at the clock and I'm like, oh, I need to get ready for work. I said, okay, Lord, we'll continue this later. So when I saw the post, it brought up this question: how many of us are ignoring the sound of the alarm of the Lord, of course? Who's ignoring that sound, that call? And it brought to my attention that a lot of us have. If not in the past, you may be presently in that stage where you're ignoring that call from the Lord, or ignoring that alarm, that warning that He's given us by sound. So how can we admit to this? Most of the time it's basically by will, but sometimes it comes by a person actually feeling it within themselves, saying like, something's not right. The Lord is trying to get my attention, but I'm not exactly sure how to guide it. What is really going on? I kind of noticed that our lives is kind of like it's like a jazz solo, right? Like a sound, and it's either going to be like soft and melodic, or it's going to be like resonant and inharmonic. It's either going to be like in harmony, or it's going to be like seriously just noise, like just too much stuff going on at one time. You can't place it all together. But God is like, He's trying to orchestrate the notes that we have in our lives. And a lot of us don't try to play the tune of His because we're too focused on playing our own sound, right? So I looked in the Bible and I was trying to figure out, how can we identify the Lord's voice or His warning, those signs, that sound, that note? And I looked in the Bible and I saw a trumpet 1,000 times almost, and I'm like, Lord, why in the world did you pick a trumpet? Why not like drums? It got a hard beat, or why not a flute? What I'm saying? It's like sensual and So I had to, now mind you, I have no musical background at all. So I had to literally go on the dictionary, look up a trumpet, and see how it relates. And it was saying that the trumpet has it's a powerful and penetrating sound. On one end it has a mouthpiece, and on the other end it's a flaring bell. And I was like, okay, I get it. If He's speaking through us, we should be able to hear that alarming bell, but it should be penetrating in our hearts in a way that it grabs our attention, so to speak, right? So He alarms us in a way that He shows us what happens when we're ignoring that sound or ignoring that warning. And the scripture comes from Hebrews 12:25 through 28. Hebrews 12:25 through 28, and I'll just read it to you. Hey, Auntie Gwen. Hey. It says, Hebrews 12:25, it says, "See to it that you do not refuse him who speaks. If they do not escape when they refused him who warned them on earth, how much less will we if we turn away from him who warns us from heaven? At that time his voice shook the earth, but now he has promised, once more I will shake not only the earth but also the heavens." The word "once more," this is verse 27, indicate the removing of what can be shaken, that is, created things, our lives can be shaken, so that what cannot be shaken may remain, which is our souls. So if you put it together, thinking about how he tries to orchestrate and how his voice is, it should be in a point where you have to define what it is that you're trying to accomplish in God. If you're not listening, that warning is basically there to get your attention, because once it's over, said and done, and he removes you and then you're gone, life is over, the only thing that's remaining is your soul, which is what is stated in 27, verses 27, when he says, those things that can be shaken, that is created things, which is our life, things, material things can be shaken, so that what cannot be shaken may remain, which is our soul. So I was wondering, and I said to the Lord, I said, sometimes like people just don't listen. And why is that? What is it that, can get their attention? Why are you not grabbing them more? What is it that you're, I understand that he gives us free will. I understand that. I said, but Lord, is it something that they can learn from or hear to be able to know your sound and your voice, hear it? So he gave me this, and I'm going to read it to you. It says that every note has a meaning. Every meaning has understanding. Every understanding leads to victory, and from victory, leads to the mind, and from the mind you develop from it, you grow from it. But all of this started with a note, right? A note, a sound from him. So he's leading us, even though it may not be where you can hear or visually see it, you can actually hear it in your heart. Your soul will tell you. The Spirit of God will lead you and say, look, this is not right. I'm trying to give you the right way, and things like that. So why don't people ignore? The Lord explained this in the story of the farmer and the farmer who sowed the seeds. And it came from Matthew 13:1 through 9. And he explained how some people, he was talking to a multitude of people, and he explained that a farmer went to sow some seeds. He threw some on the wayward side, stony place, thorns, and good ground. The seeds that was thrown on the wayward side was ate up by the birds. As soon as they was thrown out, it was ate up. The ones that was in the stony place, they grew, it produced, but then it was scorched by the sun because it had no root. The ones that was in the thorn, it got choked. So when it grew, it got choked. And then the ones that was on good ground actually produced a good harvest. So what got me in this parable was that, or in the story, Jesus in verses 13 and 11, he said that the disciples was like, Jesus, why you always got to talk in parables? Why won't you just tell them what the truth is and leave it alone? Why you got to go through this whole defining moment? And in the verse it says, Jesus replied in verse 11, he says, because the knowledge of the secrets of the kingdom of heaven has been given to you, but not them. Whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken away from them. This is why I speak to them in parables. He said, though seeing they do not see, though hearing they do not hear or understand. In them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah. You will be ever hearing but never understanding. You will be ever seeing but never perceiving. For this people's heart has become calloused, which we see in this earth today. They hardly hear with their ears, and they have closed their eyes. Otherwise they may have see with their eyes, hear with their ears, understand with their hearts, and turn, and I will heal them. So he's explaining to them that because of the way the earth is and the people that's in it, because they can't understand, because they become blinded to the truth. So he explained what the parable meant to his people, which is us, where we can understand it. Those who are those seeds that was planted on the wayward side was those who have hear the word, but it goes right back out. It goes in one ear and right back out the other. You heard it, be like, what'd you say? Like they read the word and be like, I don't know what that just read. Okay. The ones that was on the stony place, the ones that grew but it got choked or that got burnt from the sun, is those who hear the word, get joyful when they hear it, but as soon as something in the earth or in their life comes about, it's like, Jesus, this ain't gonna work for me. They make every excuse under the sun to not stay, in the word, stay dedicated to Jesus. The ones with the thorns, those are the people who, they love the Lord, they hear the word, but because their deceitful wealth in their life and things like that are becoming so apparent to that means they don't want to give up the restrictions. They don't want to give up those things that they know are important to God. You mean I gotta give up this? You mean I gotta do that? No, I'm all right. I'll wait. I love you though. And those who are on good ground is the ones that hear the word, understands the word, applies the word, and it produces great measures, 30, 60, and 100 folds, which is also in the Bible. So you have to kind of determine where you are in this walk of Christ. What are you hearing? Are you ignoring it because you are wayward? You're in a wayward place? Are you in a stony place? Are you in thorns? Things are going too much. Their life is too great for you to actually, dedicate your life to Christ. Or are you on good ground? Even though it's hard right now, even though things ain't adding up, I don't see it, I still believe. That means you're not ignoring it. You're actually applying the word as it go forth. You have anything to say?
No, I think you're doing a pretty good job. Kind of summing up my own life right now. No. Yeah, because I was in a place where you get to that point for God to reveal more to you. He asked me, what are you willing to give up?
Exactly.
And, or the question could be asked, how bad do you really want it?
Exactly.
Because, he's not going to force you to do it, but I just look at, I think I shared even last week and maybe the week before that the plans I had before the season I'm in now sucked. So, I would rather come to God with open hands, nothing in them, nothing that I picked and said, hey, can you bless this? I'm not in that space right now. It's kind of like my hands are empty so that he can honestly give me what he wants me to have. Exactly. And it does take, I was thinking of the thorny place that you were talking about. It takes you to give up those things to have him really tell you, to hear you as well. And we do that in fasting as well to cut out the distractions and so that we can hear his voice more clearly. So it's important. It's important aspect to your purpose to hear him clearly. Even like you see the prophets, and when they're called, that they always went into the desert or somewhere. They were separated, and John the Baptist, just when he came out of the desert, he just started preaching. He just went like looking like a crazy man, just started preaching. I think he took it a little too far though. He was grasshoppers.
Like, what? Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Or some, I love you though.
Yeah. But it does. They. Like I always mention their ministry, but once again, Redefine TV, he always says there's purpose and comfort, or purpose isn't bred in comfortability. Like it's not there. Your purpose isn't in your comfort zone. You gotta get uncomfortable and allow God to till that soil and make it good.
That's true. And I agree. Like everything she's saying is really purposeful, not just for us. Thank you. But it's not just purposeful for us, but it's purposeful for you guys. The Lord did put on my heart for us to go on a fast. Not fasting where we're giving up some kind of food or anything like that, but fasting to dedicate more time to Him. So if we can just do that within the next 30 days, just put some time literally to get to know Him, to hear His voice, and that comes with actually developing your relationship with the Lord. And after all that's said and done, during this time, this season, He'll be actually looking out for you as well. So let's go forward from today, for the next 30 days, and we'll send out testimonies if you guys can, just tell us exactly, sacrifice. How bad do you want it? Exactly.
Ooh, and I just got goosebumps because we're going to have a guest speaker, and that is his topic.
Right.
And I said his, so we're going to have a male perspective next week. And the fact that she just said sacrifice, I was like, oh.
She was on one accord with the Spirit.
Yeah.
Amen. So just remember, this is the message for today. We appreciate you guys. Love you much. Just remember, every no from the Lord is either a warning or is, a part of our dwelling and being able to live in that place of welcoming from the Lord. Amen. Hey, John. Sorry you missed it. Go back and view it. We appreciate you for showing up. Love you guys.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.